So today in this lesson we are going to be talking about equations. So we have two types of statements. We have expressions and we have equations. Expressions are not equations. An expression does not have an equal sign while an equation does. So for example, one type of an expression would be 3x plus 7. That is an expression. On the other hand, if we want to write an equation, 3x plus 7 equals 13. The important part is equals 13. This is what makes it an equation, is the equals 13. That's the difference between an expression and an equation. When it comes to solving equations, I highly recommend writing down every single step. So, let's look at this first example. We have 6 plus, open parentheses, 5 squared minus 5, close parentheses, divided by 2 equals p. It seems like a lot, but remember, it's just single steps every time. So our first step, we're going to look within the parentheses. Remember, PEMDAS, our order of operations. So, we're looking inside the parentheses, and I see a 5 squared. So, got to solve for that. 5 squared is equal to 25. Remember, we bring everything down every time. It will solve. You will have less headaches. It'll be a lot easier. So, let's see, what do we have here? Inside the parentheses, we have 25 minus 5 is equal to 20. So bring everything else down. 6 plus 20 divided by 2 is equal to p. Now we have our division. 20 divided by 2 is equal to 10. Bring everything else down. We have 6 plus 10 is equal to p. Now in our final, 6 plus 10 is equal to 16. So 16 is equal to p. This is our final answer. So please take your time, go step by step when it comes to equations. Alright, now what I want you to do is try this yourself. It's your turn. I want you to pause the video, try to solve this equation, and press play whenever you want to see the way that I did it. Alright, so the equation that we have 7 minus, open parentheses, 4 squared minus 10, close the parentheses, plus n is equal to 10. So we are trying to solve for n. So remember, with our order of operations, we look inside the parentheses first. So we have our 4 squared minus 10, and I see how we have an exponent. So we need to do 4 squared, which is equal to 16. Now remember, we're bringing everything down every single time, just because it's a lot easier, and it's easier to remember exactly what's going on so you don't get lost. Next thing, we're still inside the parentheses. We have 16 minus 10, so that's equal to 6. So we have 7 minus 6 plus n is equal to 10. Now we have, there's no parentheses, exponents, multiplication, or division, and so now we go to addition or subtraction left to right. So we have 7 minus 6, which is equal to 1, plus n is equal to 10. So now we're trying to figure out 1 plus what is equal to 10. So, pretty obvious. 9 is going to be our final answer. So 9 is going to be equal to n. So there are times with equations where there is a possibility to get two different types of special solutions. One of them is called all real numbers will be the answer, and you might have a possibility where there is no solution. So if you have an equation and you're trying to solve it, and you start working it through, and you end up with, for example, 6h plus 7 is equal to 6h plus 7. Alright, so you're seeing how on each side of the equation they are equal to each other. So the answer would be all real numbers because, so for example, let's say that h is 1. If you plug in h, or if you plug in 1 for h here and 1 for h here, these are both going to be the exact same answer. If you plug in 2 for h here and 2 for h here, they're going to be the exact same answer. If you plug in 5 for h here and 5 for h here, they're still going to be the exact same answer. So this h, the answer for this h is basically all numbers. All numbers is the answer because these are the exact same. And they cannot be simplified anymore. So if we look on the other side of the line, we have where it's no solution. So if we have, for an example, if we have 5x plus 6, and then we have 5x plus 3. We can't simplify this down any further, so what we're going to be doing is you can't plug any number in to x where these two are going to be equal. So if we plug in, let's just, an easy example, let's plug in 0 for x. So 5 times 0 is 0, plus 6 is 6. And if x is 0 over here, 5 times 0 is 0, and all you have left is 3. So, is 6 equal to 3? No, it is not. So that means that there is no solution. We could even do it even if the answer is 1, or if x is equal to 1. So if we have 5 times 1, we have 5. 5 plus 6 is 11. And then if we plug in 1 over here, 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. So 11 does not equal 8. So thus, that would be no solution. So you could either have one specific solution where the variable is going to be a specific number. You could have a solution where the answer is all real numbers, and you could have an answer where there is no solution. But just a reminder, please, please, please show all of your work when you're trying to solve equations. You will stay organized, you will make less mistakes, and you will more often than not come to the correct answer. If you don't come to the correct answer, I'll be able to help you because I'll be able to see what your work is.